Welcome to Art Schools Network No More webinar series. Today's episode is online applications. What are the 5 easy steps to get your students in front of top performing and visual arts programs? I'm Christy Calloway, your Executive Director and webinar host, and I represent a national consortium of art schools. So this is a perfect fit webinar for our membership. Where are our members? Why, they're all over the United States and around the world, and we are all about networking and bringing people together for our kids to have a pipeline to a successful career. Today, I've invited Bryden McGarry, the Senior Vice President at Accepted, to give us a very brief overview of the opportunities available through an online application through Get Accepted. Brian's going to tell you a little bit about himself, but I want you to know that we at Art Schools Network have been using Get Accepted in a couple of capacities. We've used it for scholarship awards, for vetting awards for schools, and for exemplary schools designations. These are all specific programs within Art Schools Network, but we were able to manipulate, or I would like to say Get Accepted was able to custom design the online application system for multiple uses for our membership. So that's why we think they're so great, and that's why we've invited them here today. But Brian, what about you? Tell us a little bit about you, and then let's dive into Get Accepted.
Thanks, Christy. So my name is Brian McGarry. I'm with Accepted. We have been in existence for the past 4 years. We're based out of Columbus, Ohio. We created Accepted for some really powerful reasons, one of which Christy just mentioned, which is why Art Schools Network is around. It's really creating a pipeline and making the connections of the students with other art programs and opportunities. And that's what I love about what we're doing. I've been in the education business, specifically with different education technologies, for about 15 years. And when I first heard about what Accepted was doing, I definitely wanted to become part of the team, because I love how students can just go online now, create these profiles, and get connected with universities and scholarships and competitions that they may not have been aware of if they were only looking within their own state. So that's something cool that we're doing here at Accepted, and like Christy said, is one of the reasons how we got connected a couple of years ago, and the two of us are now working together. So thanks for inviting me to participate today. And we can kind of just move forward. This is the initial screenshot. So when you log in, what I'm encouraging all of you that are listening today would be to introduce Accepted to your students. Any student that wants to pursue the arts, especially in higher education, it's the time now where everyone's applying to colleges and universities. We are working with over 400 programs right now where they use us as their application to get into the program, or a way that they screen their candidates for the program. So this slide here, just take a close look at the URL at the top. We are getaccepted.com. That's important for one good reason. We left off the last E in Accepted, so I just want to make sure that you can find us. And then it's just as simple as coming here. You'll see that we are the world's largest arts network, connecting your students with different programs that we're working with. And it's a free resource, so have your students just go here, click that big green button in the top right corner to sign up. It's as simple as that, and then the next screenshot that we'll show you will actually be the really, really simple registration process. Most of your students, I'm sure, have Facebook, so they can easily log in and create an account using their Facebook. Or they just need an email address, put in their name, create a password. What is important, though, a couple of tabs here you'll see, it starts to ask them what areas of interest, where they have areas of interest. Is it theater? Is it dance? Is it music? Is it the visual arts? And this will be important later on, and I'll show you why, but this is where the program will start asking those students to fill in that information. And as with anything, the more information they can put in here, the better the outcome.
And when our kids, what I loved about this, I'm going to jump right in here and tag team with
Sure.
Brian, is when our students were applying over the last couple of years, or our teachers or schools for our programs through you, this was very user-friendly. I didn't have to provide any tech support. It was real simple. The questions that they had were more about the quality of their material. Was it going to get a good mark or not? It wasn't about the friendliness of the system, which was very friendly.
Good. Yeah, thanks for adding that. And, if there is a question that does come up, you'll see at the bottom here there is a phone number. We have live people here. You don't just get a recording or have to text or email with us. We do have people here to answer the phones and help them, but like Christy said, it is really easy to use. The only box that I will really encourage and point out here is where you see that giant red arrow that says, use this information to create my discoverable profile. That discoverable profile is the key to what we're doing. Any of the programs, the universities and scholarship associations that we work with can actually come into Accepted and search for students that meet their admissions criteria or scholarship criteria. So just make sure that you leave that box checked so that you'll be a part of that applicant pool moving forward.
And that's how people have found our opportunities. Sometimes we'll not necessarily outside of our membership network because we had a filter applied, but we've had students apply that found it through Get Accepted because they created an account before the school actually even encouraged them to do so. So that was cool because you had set a filter for us to be able to reach out to our own students.
Exactly. And later on, I'll also show you where that drop down will be that you're just talking about. So great. Once they've logged in, then they'll have the opportunity. You'll see some tabs near the top. It says Applications. Discover Me is the second one. That is the heart of what we do. The Discover Me profile, each one of your students can create a profile of themselves. And again, this is where I'm encouraging to put as much information as possible. If you're interested in music, what is your intended music degree that you're looking for if you're going to be applying to colleges soon? What instrument do you play? What is your voice type if you're a voice musician? How many years have you been practicing? Have you been practicing with specific coaches that you want to highlight? The more information you can put in here, the better, because as I said a few times now, the program administrators that use Accepted to find students have the ability to do all this search criteria and look for somebody who plays the flute, who has at least 5 years of experience, who is located in a specific state even. So again, I just encourage this Discover Me profile to be filled out as completely as possible. And Christy, if you scroll then down to the next screen, this is a continuation of that profile. And what is so great about Accepted is that we provide the students the ability to upload video
Free.
and audio.
Unlimited.
For free. Exactly. And again, so how cool is it that the admissions folks for a university can come in and actually take a look at one of your students doing a monologue or singing a song? Back in the day, at least when I was going to college, I had to physically drive. My parents had to take me to the universities that were on my list, and we had to go and schedule in-person live auditions. Well, this is now replacing that, or at least the first step. So
The first
really
round,
is
yeah.
great value. Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of time that's spent in finding the right fit college, both directions, and it's so important that this kind of filtering kind of helps pre-select or destine people or connect people that wouldn't know they have these opportunities to. It's a matchmaking. It's so great, and it's not just one-to-one. It's multitudes of opportunities to each other, to the students.
And so many students think that they know where they want to go to school, or they have their short list, and a lot of times we hear the same schools repeated over and over and over again, and it's
especially from the same high schools even. It's like
right.
a pattern. Yeah.
Right. So this is just another way to get exposure to other programs and opportunities that are out there that may be
Yes.
offering scholarships. And if you live on the West Coast, maybe you're really familiar with all the West Coast programs, but there may be a great East Coast school that will connect with you and say, we found you on Accepted. We think you're super talented. We want to offer you a scholarship, and my God, that would just make everybody happy.
Yeah, or like you want to go study with a particular teacher or coach. Like let's say you want to do a summer in Nashville
Exactly.
or in Aspen at the School of Music. Love it.
Yep, great points. So again, this is the discoverable profile. What I'm showing you now is what it looks like for the program administrators. So the associations, the universities, the programs that are using Accepted. When they log in, they have the ability on that left-hand side here to search for specific students. So they can look at, whether or not they are looking for males or females to fill a specific demographic that they need to. Areas of interest, what kind of education, where is the student located. So this is what it looks like on their side, and then they have the ability, you can see here, based on my demo search of looking for students who are interested in acting dance, and musical theater. We have over 7,700 students that have already gone into Accepted, created profiles that match that criteria. The first two of which are located here on the right. You'll see their headshots. And the program administrators can click on that really big green box that says message the applicant and start a dialogue with them.
That's
Either
great.
encourage them to fill out an application, send them some marketing materials, more about their summer intensive or their festival that might be coming up. So this is that connection, and this is how it's made. So it is really cool the way that we're making
That's so
those instructions.
fantastic because it provides an opportunity for someone. There's no one place that has all information, but this is filtered concise to the areas of interest of the student. And students are often looking for opportunities, like you said, out of town or outside of region or outside of state. And if they're in the 9th or 10th grade, they don't know about them. And if their teachers aren't plugged in, they don't know about them. So yeah, the more kids we can get on here, they'll start to see all the great stuff that's happening in Nashville and Chicago, Cleveland.
And it's important too, as a student, you can come on and create a profile and apply to different programs or opportunities and elect not to make yourself discoverable. So if you have any students that are a little uneasy whether or not they want to do it, just know that you can still come onto the program and use us to apply, but then you would just be omitted from this section where the program can actually reach out to you. So we do set it up both ways in case there is anyone who's concerned about any security or privacy.
I think it's wonderful.
So the next screen here is mentioning to the students again all of the different resources that we have. So the key to what Accepted is allowing the students to upload a profile and connect them with opportunities and allow them to apply to those opportunities. What you'll see at the top, there is also a resources tab, which shows that we have a program directory. Christy, if you go to the next screen, we'll come back to this in a minute. Here's a program directory. Your students can come onto our website at any point, even without creating a profile, and just do a quick filter. Let's say they're interested in theater, so I've clicked the theater button here that's orange on the left. I'm looking for universities that offer theater degrees that are accepting students that have their application with Accepted. So here's one result of Pace University. So Pace University works with us. We are the application to get into their musical theater program. So again, your students on the West Coast, maybe they're not familiar with Pace because it's in New York. It is a great program, so hopefully they are familiar with Pace. But if not, it's just another way to make an introduction to them and allow them. Just click on that green button, and they can apply directly to Pace University using Accepted.
Hey, I want to point something out that I remember from all of our applications that we use with Get Accepted. You don't actually have to pay for it until the very end when you hit submit. So in theory, you don't have to be scared about getting charged right away. This is that dollar sign up there. Is that accurate?
Where are you looking, Christy?
So when our students would apply to Get Accepted, there was an application fee, but they didn't actually have to pay it. There were other ways. For example, they didn't have to submit it at that moment, or they could work through. Sometimes the fee might be intimidating.
Yeah, no, great point. So there are a few things to mention about the fees. So the fees are set by the university. Some universities do have an application fee. Some programs, and again, we don't just work with universities. We have scholarships and competitions and festivals as well. So they don't all have fees attached to them. So you may see some where it's actually $0. But
Perfect.
if there is a fee, right, you can pay later on, or for any student that does qualify for financial assistance, we do have coupon codes and things. There's usually just a form that they have to submit, like they would at school if they
that's what you did with us. That's perfect.
Lunch vouchers. Yeah. So we definitely don't want that to be the barrier for entry. So just contact us if that's something that you need. One of the other resources that we have, and we're building this up over time, but is also, so let's take, for example, you are applying to a college or university, and you've never done this before. You've never actually submitted an audition tape. We've worked with some super creative professionals in the industry who put together some sample videos to show what does make a great, or in this case,
that's so cool,
pre-screen recording. Let's focus on the lighting, the sound. Where are you when you're recording yourself? Are you in a clean environment, or do you have a lot of noise in the background? Those types of things. What is going to lead to the best recording audition for you so that you have a better chance of being accepted? So again, these are
We need
resources.
to post those
within
on our
website.
website. We need to get those over just as they
Perfect.
are. You've got to make
Yeah,
sure we do that for our membership. We'll put them with
absolutely.
this webinar. That's
Great,
wonderful.
Great. Yep, let's do that. So that is another section here, right? We'll have all of these student resources for you all. And Christy, if you go back, I think 2 more tabs. Perfect, right here.
Okay.
Yep. One other thing that I wanted to point out to you all is on the right-hand side where it says featured and recommendations for you. So we have some great coding and algorithms that are put into the program of Accepted. So based on your profile and the areas of interest, we're matching you up or making suggestions as to different programs that probably would be interested in you or that you might be interested in. So again, you can search that directory for the over 400 programs that we are working with. But this is a nice way for us, based on the information you've provided, to say, you might be really interested in the University of Maryland. Their School of Music or their conservatory is amazing. Or the upcoming Young Arts.
And they wouldn't even know about it. It would be something that they weren't even, in fact, if you look at 400, it's a bit overwhelming. But to have that personalized feed right there, golly, it's like professional development or on the right. And it's only going to get as good as the information you put in.
Great point. So again, going back to why you should fill out as much of your profile as possible, this information only gets better as you do that, and it changes all the time. If we start working with new programs, log back into the system and just check out on the right-hand side, are there any new recommendations for me?
Sure.
You can just click right there and find out more information about those.
Plus programs expire, programs end,
exactly.
And then there's school years that end, and then there's also summer opportunities. As well, the students grow over time, so they may not be interested in the same thing over time, so they're going to see something that's matched up for where they are based on their current experience. So if they keep that current, I'm guessing, that profile, then this list on the right would just continue to mature with them.
Exactly. Keep it current. You can upload piece after piece. So if you are an artist and you want to update your portfolio, or you're a dancer and 2 years ago, you may have been great with one particular style of dance, but now you want to update that. Absolutely. Go in and continually update your profile. Great suggestion.
Which is right there. And do they need to remove old, if let's say they had something from 2 years earlier or 6 months earlier and they really got a better piece, are they able to delete or hide?
They are. So if you look at this screen at the very top, right now we're hovering over the Discover Me profile, but the tab right next to that is Media. You can upload as much media as you want. It's basically your own personal library. So sure, you can delete files from there or media files and uploads from there as often as you wish. Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. I bet that someone would upload one in the beginning because they're experimenting with it, and then they go and watch that tutorial, and they realize they had bad lighting or bad sound, or they didn't have the camera centered or whatever, and then they can go back and perfect. That's wonderful. It's actually a self-evaluation method. Wow, I love it.
Yeah, and depending on how early you actually start using Accepted, your voice may change.
Yes.
When you're in the arts, performance arts, but even with visual arts, you're constantly evolving and improving.
Zigzagging.
So absolutely. Yep. Zigzagging.
Zigzagging up or out or on your way. That's great. Well, did we get to all you needed to cover for us today? I know there's a lot more. I could certainly ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, no, I think we did. I mean, basic. What I really wanted to get across to you today was really that this is a great resource for your students. We have over 40,000 students that are using Accepted right now to apply to different opportunities. And it's a free resource for them to just get exposure to other programs, just look and see what else is out there. And we encourage the feedback. The resources tab and what are students looking for, what's helpful, that's evolved over time due to feedback from students and teachers. So if there is anything else out there, that you don't see on our site that you think would be of value, certainly let me know, or of course they can come to you, Christy, and you can pass that information along to me.
I will send them straight to you.
Perfect.
But hopefully we'll have it on our website, and there'll be this nice seamless link, and they can just end up and get accepted. And thank you so much. This has been a wonderful ongoing couple-year relationship, and we're really glad that we could share this with our membership. And we hope to have you back soon. So we're going to be going to Denver next week, Brian. Our national conference is we have over 350 people registered, and we have over 300 students, and we only allow members to come, but that means that everyone's a member, so that's all good. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. I hope you have a great school day.